What's happening, world? Today we are talking about Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 2. I don't know if I've gotten too old for this show or these movies or whatever, but they're no, this ain't it. So I'm going to go into all the problems that I see with Mandalorian and explain to you why I think this is thus far a complete dumpster fire of a show. Now, it's not this bad, but it's bad. So I'm gonna go into the good things first, story, and then we'll talk about why I didn't like it. So this week, the Mandalorian goes back, or Din Jaren goes back to Mandalore. He needs to swim in the waters, in the mines, so that he can be born again. Basically, he can be forgiven for all of his sins. So we've gone to go see the mechanic in this, and we're gonna go get that part for IG-11, so we can fix him and be on our way. But oh no, they don't have the parts for IG-11, so that storyline thus far has been abandoned. So we get a new robot, and we are on our way to Mandalore. We're gonna go check it out, but we have to test the air quality once we get there. And yeah, that's what happens. So we're on our way to the mines, and we encounter a few obstacles, i.e. bad guys that are trying to stop him from completing his mission. That's basically and I'm going to go into more detail in a second as I explain to you what I didn't like about this show, but that's basically this show in a nutshell. What I liked about this show, I think it looked absolutely amazing. It looked really good. The CGI looked good. As he's flying his ship, I think that looked great. The planet that he landed on, Mandalore, was pretty excellent. And that's about it. Now let's talk about stuff I did not like about this show. This is a small nitpick, not really that big a deal. Why is the mechanic saying, "May the Force be with you"? Why is she doing that? She's not a Force user. Nobody does that. But again, that's just a nitpick, so I'm going to move on. What is Bo-Katan doing all day? What is she doing? She's just sitting in this empty castle with nothing to do. You just put on armor just to sit in that chair all day? That's what you do? What is she doing? Just waiting for somebody to come by or call? Second thing, I guess the only reason, or the second greatest reason Grogu is in this show, is that somebody can just like openly spout exposition, as we don't have anyone really to talk to, and if we want everyone to know what's going on, he has to have somebody we could just like basically just talk shit to, just out loud.
Down here, we're completely cut off from the rest of the galaxy.
I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna put on my air helmet.
Out there. I'll pressurize my helmet, seal yourself in your pod. Be right back.
So I can walk around outside. That goddamn baby don't give a shit what you do. He don't care. Okay? You just do stuff. You could just say, "I'll be right back." And then the sound kicks in, and then everybody knows that BS, because you got that massive hole at the bottom of your helmet that you done sealed it up. Okay. But I'm serious, like the whole time he's just saying stuff like you would just do. All right, I'm going to reach on this table and pick up this remote now. All right, now I'm going to put it down. Okay? And what you need to be able to do is you need to be able to understand the buttons that are on this remote so that you could do whatever it is you have to do to it. It doesn't make sense. It makes zero sense. You're just talking. Why? Why are you doing that? Second problem I have. We go down into the mines. Actually, we make it to the mines, and then when we get down there, we start walking along until he finds a Mandalorian helmet, which actually turns out to be a trap. Right? There was a General Grievous looking thing, only smaller and more frail. It's down there. He set a trap. Who did he set it for? There ain't nobody else here. There's no one here. Who did he set this trap for? He's just laying there upside down waiting for what to come along and snatch this helmet. So the Mandalorian actually ends up getting caught by this General Grievous looking thing and put on a rotisserie as his blood or whatever is starting to be removed from his body. As this is happening, Grogu gets found out and he has to hightail it back to the the spaceship that they have. So he has to get from Mandalore to wherever Bo-Katan is inform her of what is happening. How? I guess I don't know. I don't know. I guess they just took the Lassie route. For those of you who don't know Lassie, that was a dog back in the day who just seemed to bark and people could figure out exactly what the hell was wrong. So Bo-Katan gets in her ship and then she flies to wherever exactly where Din Jaren is. The writing in this was so bad. It's so bad. Not only, I mean, it's one thing when Din Jaren takes the trip and then you see the opening of the cave and then he walks to the edge and then you see the city or what the remnants of the city and what it used to look like. But now we got to redo the same thing, all the same steps all over again with Bo-Katan. We got to land. Then we got to walk behind the rock. Then we got to walk to the edge of the cliff. Then we got to look at the city. Then she has to explain that her family used to rule. Move the story along, man. Let's go. We done been here. We did this already. Already did it. Then we start trying to go find Din Jaren. As we are trying to find him, they're having like a nice, well, it ain't a back and forth. It's just a back. Okay? It's just, she's just explaining to him, to Grogu, just talking out loud, just more exposition and nonsense. Just stuff. Okay? Just explaining stuff. And then she asked him a question.
I don't know what they taught you about us, but there was a time we actually got along quite well. Fought side by side. How good are you with the Force?
He can't speak to you. He can't speak to you. He don't speak English. Ever. Never has he ever. Ever. Is this your first day? So she rescues Mando, and then he continues on his quest to swim in the waters. So he steps into the water as he spouts the Mandalorian creed, and then he drops like an absolute rock. I thought he was pulled at the speed he was falling. I don't know if it's the metal he was wearing, okay, which is fine, but the fact that she couldn't catch him, even with rockets on, you know, there's a lot going on, but at the same time, nothing is happening. Nothing. You're showing me all of this spectacle, but it has nothing to do with shit. Who cares? Like, I can show you my drive to work, right? I'm headed to work. Does that sound fun? No, but something interesting might happen along the way. But the overall story is pointless. Now, this story could get better in the end. Maybe. Not if it stays like this. But it could get better in the end. There could be like a real thing to do. Something. But right now, he ain't got nothing to do. Nothing. Nothing to do. We are 2 episodes in. He just swam in the waters. So right now we're missionless. We're just waiting for episode 3. Waiting for something to pop off. So that's my whole thing on this. Thanks for hanging out. It ain't good yet, and I'll see y'all for the next one, man. All right, chill.